Hello folks, it is August 30. There was a press release out of Newfound Gold on the 26th that caused me to take a fresh look at the company, and I want to share with you the results of what I found. So this was the press release. So they've set up a facility where they're able to sell up to $100 million worth of shares. And so they're not saying that they're going out and they're selling these shares immediately. They'll be able to sell these shares when opportunity presents. Now, there's a positive and a negative. Most things in life, that's the case. So the positive is they've now got this facility in place where they're readily able to raise $100 million by selling shares. The downside of that is when the shares rally, the company itself is going to be selling into those rallies to raise money. And so pluses and minuses to this $100 million facility. So let's keep rolling. So what kind of upset me a little bit about seeing that press release is that I knew that Newfound Gold was already well capitalized. You know, $77 million sitting in the bank. Their current drill program is fully funded. And so, it kind of made me wonder, it's like, why are you raising more money? You don't need more money. But we'll get to that. It makes sense what they're doing. If you go look at their technical report, you can see that the reviewer was recommending 2 phases of drilling, phase 1, phase 2, $86 million and $77 million. And so I'm assuming, and this is an assumption, that the drilling that is currently underway is phase 1, and then that will subsequently be followed by phase 2. So the $100 million facility for selling new shares provides funding for the phase 2 drill program. And we can also see this, again, this is from the technical summary, that phase 2, the $77 million, includes a geotechnical study, which I assume will be a preliminary economic assessment, a PEA. This tech report that we're looking at, it is the 43-101, the NI compliant technical report. And so I'm assuming that the next technical report that we get will be a PEA, and that will be funded as part of the $100 million. We can get an idea of where Newfound is at in their drill program. So this is 2022. As of the date of the technical report, which was May 31st of 2022, they had completed 192,000 meters of their 400,000 meter drill program. So just about halfway through. And then you can see here, we've got drilling through the rest of the year and then through 2023. And I'm assuming, and again, this is an assumption, that after this drill phase completes in 2023, that we'll get a PEA based on the drill results to date. This slide, this is based on this video, this YouTube video, which is from November, I thought I had the date in there, November 30th of 2020. So this is a little bit, almost 2-year-old video. And Quentin Henney, he's the geologist on this project and a director as well of the company. He was explaining the development timeline of mining projects. And so 2 years in the resource stage, a year of economic studies, permitting process, total of 5 to 7 years, which for Newfound would take us out to 2025, 2027, something like that, to get into production Quentin suggested that because Newfound is it's a good it's a good project, that it'll probably be on the shorter end of this timeline. So perhaps production in 2025. Newfound is drilling this project aggressively. They've got 14 drills turning currently. That's a lot of drilling going on. And then something else I saw in my review, Newfoundland, the province of Canada, if I've got using the right terms there, they have a goal of having, I forget if it was 5 or 9, but anyway, they have a goal of having at least 5 new mines online by 2030. So we've got a company that's aggressively moving towards production. They're in a tier 1 jurisdiction that has a goal of bringing 5 or 9 new mines online in the next few years. So anyway, we're in a good position with Newfound Gold. In this video, Quentin was suggesting that Newfound will have a 30-year mine life, and that it's probably the biggest gold discovery in North America in recent decades. So he's really emphasized the significance of the gold discovery that Newfound has, and continually compared it to Fosterville in Australia, which that's the Kirkland Lake mine, which is one of the largest deposits and least expensive deposits currently being mined. Now I'm curious. I like the planet that we're living on, and so when I see a new country or a country that I'm not sure quite where it is, I always want to go look at the map. And so this is Newfoundland. It's this chunk of Canada, and then this big island off the coast of Canada. And we can see that Newfoundland is on the island. So this is the Queensway project that they're currently working. It's on the island. Tier 1 district, so all of Canada is considered Tier 1. Newfoundland in particular is mining friendly. 15 minutes from Gander, the international airport, and the town of, I think 14,000 people. And that is where a large percentage of their workforce lives. And it's nearby, convenient access. Let's see, currently have a 400,000 meter drill program underway, 14 rigs turning. So that's where the project is located. As far as capitalization, almost $1 billion market cap currently, $77 million in the bank, cash and securities. This is a tightly held company, which is one of the things that is in its favor. We could see that Palisades has 31% of the company. Eric Sprott has 31%. Management and insiders another 1%. So the float, what's available to institutional and retail investors, is only 37%. So very tight market share, which of course means when prices are moving up in a tightly held company like this, prices are likely to move dramatically. So this is a closer look at the project. What they're working on, these dashed lines, these are faults. And so we've got 2 parallel faults. This is about 110 kilometers in length. And Newfoundland Gold has a 1,500 square kilometer land package that encompasses almost all of this land territory. A couple of things to note when we're looking at this map. So this Queensway North, this is the current area of focus, and then Queensway South has had some preliminary exploration, but very little drilling so far. the drilling has been concentrated in Queensway North. We can see also on this map, here's the international airport, here's the town of Gander. This is the Trans-Canadian Highway, cuts right through the property. This highway, so Canada is serious about its natural resources and making those resources accessible to development companies. Though countries get a large amount of taxes from natural resource developers and producers. And so it behooves them to make it easy for those companies to do business. And so quite convenient that the newfound property is cut by the Canadian highway there. So good thing. Another thing to note in this map is that there's actually there are three high power electric lines that cut through the property. We can only see two of them on this map. Here's the third. You don't see it bisecting the property. But anyway, there are three high power electric lines that cut through the property, and these three power lines are powered by hydroelectric dams. And in my opinion, one of the factors that will be a make or break on mining projects going forward is the cost of energy. And so in my own portfolio, I am focusing on companies that have ready access to inexpensive sources of electricity or other power sources. And so Newfoundland definitely has that three high power power lines, hydroelectric power lines crossing the project. And so that's a real positive. I think that was all I wanted to say about that map. This is the same map again. You can see this handwritten note here that 95% of the drilling to date has concentrated. I think this is just what is this, 9 kilometers, 12 kilometers. So a very small portion of this 110 kilometer strike zone that they're currently drilling in. Let's see, let's keep rolling here. As I said, Quentin is continually comparing the Newfoundland project to the Fosterville project in Australia. We can see that that project has produced 22 million ounces of gold in 150 years. As I said, the Fosterville mine, Kirkland Lake Gold, currently one of the world's highest grade and lowest cost gold mines. And so, hearing Quentin, a world-renowned geologist, comparing Newfoundland's project to Fosterville, that's significant. And so I made a list of the project attributes that I find valuable. Very large land package. When Quentin says that they're going to be drilling gold in this Newfound project for the next 30 years, they've certainly got the land package to work with. Tier 1 location, easy access, close to town, close to Gander, which has a workforce, the 3 power lines crossing the property, lots of water. There's ponds, there's lakes. Water's not an issue. When you get into the production phase of mining, there's lots of water required. And so some projects are non-economic because they simply have no access to water. But that's not an issue here. We've got lots of water available. We have Quentin Henney on the job. I'm biased, but in my opinion, if Quentin's on the job, I'm interested in investing. He's got a good track record of finding economic gold deposits. And so if he's interested in a project, I'm interested as well. He's a director of the company and obviously acting as a geologist on the property. This is actually a 400,000 meter drill program currently in progress, fully funded. They've been getting consistently high-grade drill results, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And then this is a shallow deposit which lends itself to open pit mining. And of course, open pit mining is much less expensive than underground mining. Let's see. There's a rule of thumb that Quentin shares when you're looking at drill results. If you take the grade of the drill results and multiply it by the length of the results, you can estimate the quality of that drill hole and whether or not it is economic. And so when you multiply these two numbers, anything over 100, according to Quentin, is likely to be economic. And according to him, this is just a rule of thumb. It gives them a quick way when they're looking at drill results to get a feel for whether or not this is an economic deposit. And so if we look at, this is a drill result. This was March 24. This is a press release from Newfound. They intercepted 69 grams per ton. So that's 3 ounces. That's 3 ounces of gold per ton. That's a very high grade deposit over 14 meters. And so that's a long intercept for that high grade gold. And so anyway, this is a very good drill hole. And if we apply that rule of thumb, we can see that it's a 978. And so anything over 100 is economic. Well, this is 978. It is very, very economic. And just about every drill hole that Newfound has announced the results of has been at least economic, if not very economic, well over 100. So this is another video from March 2022 where Quentin is talking specifically about this drill hole. And one of the things he shares in this video is this graph here. What we're looking at, Quentin plotted the drill results from numerous projects that were drilled in 2021, both projects that Crest Capital is involved in and other projects as well. And so along the lower axis, we've got the interval, the length of the intercept, and then along the vertical axis, we have the grade of the intercept. This green line, anything above 10%, all of this above the green line is within the top 10% of drill results, looking at, the aggregate of drill results across the industry. Above the pink line is 1%, and then above the yellow line is 0.1%, 0.1%. That's 1 in 1,000. So this drill result, this particular hole, is above this 1 in 1,000 result. So, this is like hen's teeth. This is, you just don't get drill results like that. 1 in 1,000 above this yellow line. And so they're just a phenomenal drill hole. And then this large red dot, this is the aggregate of Newfound's drill results to date. And so notice that they're all just below or just above this 10%. So essentially all of the drill results from Newfound to date are in this 10% category. So again, this is a world-class deposit, really exciting. You can tell that when Quentin talks about it, he's really excited about this deposit. So this is another drill result. This is from June 6 of 2022. And notice this 9 meters from surface. Again, this is a shallow deposit, which makes it conducive to open pit mining. And this as well, this is, so if we multiply 9 times 8, that's a 72. So we didn't quite reach the 100 thumb rule, but then look at this. So 42 grams per ton over 11 meters. And so that's a 420, 430 drill result. So very economic. And then there 55 grams per ton over 5 meters, that's 270 or so. So another economic intercept. So again, this is a super drill result. All right, so we looked at the company. Now let's look at the stock. One of the unique things about Newfound Gold is that they have both a Canadian and an American listing. It's not common for junior miners to be listed on the American exchanges, and so that's another unique aspect of Newfound Gold. It gives them access to more liquidity. There's more liquidity in the American markets than the Canadian exchanges. So here in the monthly time frame, we've got price coming down to this horizontal. It's been a resistance level. We can't really call it a support level yet. So, but anyway, price is coming down to this horizontal level where it may find support just a little bit lower. Accumulation distribution. So we can see that after price peaked and then started dropping, people started to sell their shares. And so accumulation distribution has declined. We don't have enough time to get MACD yet in this time frame. Energy is very low. In the weekly time frame, we can see again that price is coming down. We can, in this time frame, we can call this a support resistance level. And notice that price has come down to that level where it could find support. Got the 10-week moving average just overhead acting as resistance. Accumulation distribution, slight downtrend in this time frame. MACD is in bear mode, suggesting that the primary trend is downwards in this time frame, and we're on a sell signal in MACD. Energy very low again. Notice, let me draw it. Notice that volume is declining, and so when we're looking for signs of bottoming, we want to see selling volume decline as price declines, and that's an indication that people are losing interest in selling their shares, and of course that sets up a potential bottom before an upturn in price. And so this declining volume is a good thing. Let's drop down to the daily time frame. Again, price coming down to this horizontal support resistance level. We've got the 20-week daily average, 20-day moving average overhead acting as resistance. People selling their shares, although for the last couple of months been mostly sideways in accumulation distribution. MACD is in bear mode on a sell signal, and energy is very low. So not very exciting in the stock right now, the charts. But overall, Newfound Gold is a good stock. I feel good about having it in my portfolio. Don't feel a need to liquidate that position. So that's all I got for us today. I will talk to you soon.